Welcome back, guys. And today I will be continuing the discussion on um, Python string methods. So we'll just dive right into it. I'm going to discuss the methods there from line 10 down to line 19. So let's see, the is no. What does that mean in essence? It simply means is it alphanumeric? That is, are all the characters there either alphabet or numeric values? Okay, so I have a variable which I have created here, str1. I have 3 bags. Now, what do you think will be the output? Just think about it. If I call the is alphanumeric, is our num method, what will be the output? So if you went for true, it will be wrong, even though the characters there are alphanumeric. You did not consider the spaces. We know that the space isn't alphanumeric, and because there are spaces within the string, the result will be false. So let's see, guys. So that's false. Now, should I opt to have a true value, then I have to remove the spaces there. And when I run that again, I have true. So every character there is either numeric or alphabet, in nature. Okay, so that's it, guys. Now, what if I choose to use the is alpha method? What will be the function? Great. Is alpha. Now, this simply checks if all the characters in the string are alphabet characters. So it needs to check if they are all letters of the alphabet. Let's see, guys, what do you think will be the output there? True or false? That will be false, and I'll tell you why. Because we have 3 here, there's a 3 in the string. So to have a true value, I need to strike the 3 out. And when I run again, I see that the answer or the result there is true. So that's what the alpha method does. Now let's go to numbers. Is decimal. And that simply checks if a number is a decimal, if a string is a decimal number. That's it. In other words, we shouldn't have a floating point number, with the decimal point, and we shouldn't have fractions, and we shouldn't have, say, superscripts. Okay, it has to be just a decimal number. Let's say 4.5. What will be the output? True or false? When I call its decimal string, it will be false, and you know the reason for that, because there is a decimal point there. So that's a floating point number, and we can't say it is decimal. Okay, now if I really want a decimal number, I just have to make it. If I really want um, is decimal to return true, then I just have to provide a decimal number as the string. So that's true. Right. Now, what if I have a fraction? Just a moment. And I'll just copy this. That's actually having a superscript and a subscript there. 3/4. It will still be false because the output there isn't decimal, so it's going to be false. Let's see. So we're right about it. That's false. Okay. Now, guys, what about the is digits method there? Is digits. What do you think it does? It just checks if a string is a digit. Is it a digit? In other words, it cannot return true where you have a fraction value or or an exponent, so to say. Okay, so it has to be a digit. Let's try it out, guys. Is digits, right? So when I call the is digit method on that, you see that it is false. I need to provide digits there, so I might say 63. That returns true because it is taken as a digit. Now, that's what it means. 6 is a digit and 3 is a digit. If I have 6 underscore 3, that wouldn't be a digit. So that would be false. Okay, right. Now, guys, let's look at is numeric. This is the method you use. This method returns true where you have a string that is a fraction or an exponent, or yeah, just like the others, guys. I need to point out, if you have Unicode value representing a digit, it's still going to return true if I call the isDigit method. Let me just go back to that in a sec. I'll take this. So this here, Unicode presentation of 4. I'll put it here. And then I call isDigit. And we'll see what that returns. It will return true because that's basically 4. And 4 is a digit. So that's true. And the same goes for isNumeric. The same goes for isNumeric. And I call the method there, we see that it is true. Now, even if I have a fraction, let me have this 3 over 4 here. 3 over 4, and I run, you see that it is true, unlike the time when we had is digits or is digits. When we had is digits, right, if we had a false value when we provided a fraction, but is numeric gives us a true value when called on a fraction, a string representation of a fraction. Right, guys, do you understand? Okay, so that's it. And yeah, also for is decimal, we will have a false value where the string value is a fraction, and I call is decimal method on it. We have a false value. It's only is numeric that returns true when it is called on a fraction. Okay, yeah. So I continue, guys. Now, what about is space? Is space, and let's see. The man is here, and I call is space on this variable, the str1 variable. What would it be? True or false? Now you might say it is true because there is a space here, and there are other spaces as well. Now I would say it is not so. Is space checks whether all the characters are spaces. All the characters need to be spaces for a space to return a true value. So here I'm going to have false as the return, value. Let's see. So that's false because we have, letters of the alphabet. Now, if I really want a space to return a true value, then I need to provide just spaces. Doesn't matter how many spaces you give. Okay, so this will be true. So that returns true there. That's just what it is, guys. And what about the isTitle? Great. What do you think this will be? Or let me see, the history of Nigeria. The history of Nigeria. Will it be, and I call isTitle on that string, what will be the return value, true or false? So what do you think? It will be false. Why? Now, title case requires that the first letters of words in the string be capitalized. So T in the example here needs to be capitalized, H needs to be capitalized, and O and N. And that's when isTitle will return true. So other than that, it will return false. So the answer there will be false, guys. I hope you understand. So let's see. False, and we know the reason. Now, if I want isTitle to return true for the given string there, then I need to make the first letters capital. So I'll just have this capital O and capital N. When I run, I have true. So that's what is title does. Okay. Now, what about is upper? I've talked about it. Just simply checks if all the characters in the string are uppercase characters. Now, let's give this as say Bola, and when I run is upper, what would I get as the return value? That would be true because every character there is an uppercase character. Okay, so that's true. But if I have this, the way a proper noun should be written in English, and I call is upper on that, that will return false. It will return false. Okay, so guys, that's for is upper. Now, lastly, I'm going to talk about join. We have join where there are iterables, iterables such as lists and dictionaries. And the join method will be called on a string. That string will serve as the separator when the iterable, the constituents of the iterable are joined. So the string provided will be the iterable and will be the separator. Let's just have what we are talking about here. So I can say can provide a list, and I say Bola. I need to get this off. Bola, Ifi, Ahmed, and John. Okay, so these are four names here. Okay, and what I want to do now is to have all of them joined by a particular string. Okay, so that will serve as the separator. I'm going to provide that separator, which has to be a string, and I want that to be just a space, within quotation marks is a string. So with that, I will have the join method, and then I provide as the argument the iterable, which is the str1 there. All right, so guys, when I run, what do you think will be the output? All these the constituents of this list will be joined together and separated by by space. Okay, so let's see. So we have the Bola, Ifi, Ahmed, Bola. But guys, in this form, it is a string. In the form returned, it is a string. Let's see if that's the case actually. So let me use the type method to check. str1, what's the type? What type of data is it for str1? And then I would also check what type of data it is for res. So that I'm using the type method to check. So we see that the str1 variable is a list, and the joined value there is a string. So that's it. We use join to convert an iterable to a string. Now the join method also works for dictionaries, but let's be careful, guys. A dictionary is simply a dictionary is a collection of key value pairs, right? So when I use the join method on a dictionary, or when I use the join method, to combine constituents of a dictionary into a string, it is just the value of each key value pair that gets taken. So let me just have an example, then you see what we're talking about. So I can have one there, and this will be Kunle, right? And I need to make this a dictionary, so this has to be curly braces. And this should be curly braces. So, and 2 and 3. So key value pairs separated by colons, and then 4. So the digits are the keys and the names are the values. Now when I call um, the join method on the space string there, the keys will be collected, and joined, all becoming a single string. So let's see if that is the case. Take this off and then just take out the type so that I have just rest. So that's given. When I run, we see what that gives us. Okay. Oh, sorry guys. What does it say here? Sequence item 0 expected string int find. Oh, all right. So this has to be, the values here have to be strings as well, not just numbers. So that's an error there. So just enclose them in quotation marks so they become strings. And 4. Yeah, great. So I run program and 1, 2, 3, 4. So guys, for a dictionary, when you use the join method, the the keys get collected and not the values. All right, so thank you guys for sticking with me, and I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video where I shall talk about these remaining methods here, remaining string methods here. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.